Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Dark Beaver, the shadow-lurking evil beaver, and the proud recipient of possibly the worst name for an action figure ever. It's just bad. Now, we did see these characters in one of the episodes where they were out at the farmhouse and basically all these evil beavers were attached to one of the different turtles. And what's hilarious is a lot of them were voiced by horror movie legends such as, Freddy Krueger and the Crypt Keeper and things like that. So for the package, you have the very standard Ninja Turtle, but prior to the Dimension X logo. Come around here to the back. And unfortunately, this is the only one that we know that we're getting. Now, we don't know if we're getting any other ones, but there were a total of 4 of them. So it would be kind of cool to get them all. And then it says, stuck in the dream dimension for thousands of years, the Dream Beavers feed on others' life forces until the day they meet the turtles. 20 feet tall, with claws and sharp fangs, the Dream Beavers chase the turtles around the streets of New York City in the hopes of draining them of everything they have. Once Casey and April are able to break them out of the dream dimension, the Beavers are no match for Ninja Turtles. Or are they? But I honestly, maybe I should go back and rewatch it, because I don't remember them being in New York. I thought that they were at the farmhouse, but these are really kind of just funny kind of homages to a group of characters from one aspect of Ninja Turtles, but we'll get into it as I drop it down here. You just got the warnings and things like that, and it makes babies cry, but for the packaging, though, that's about it for them. So without further ado, let's get this guy out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Dark Beaver opened up and out of his packaging. Now, the Dream Beavers, a lot of people probably don't know this. The Dream Beavers are more or less based on what were known as the Terror Bears, which is a subgroup of characters that was in a role-playing game that came out kind of in between the comics and the cartoon that was called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness. And they were kind of a dark parody of sorts of Care Bears. Even going down to putting little logos on their chests, much like these Dream Beavers have. So it's kind of cool to see that those Terror Bears kind of morphing into something that we're getting in the new series. Now, there were 4 of them, and they all have colors that are reminiscent of the Ninja Turtles bandana colors. So Dark Beaver here is the red guy. Now, like I said, this is the only one that I think that we're 100% sure that we're getting, and obviously, here it is. There has been rumor that we'll be getting Dire Beaver, which was the purple one, but that leaves Dread Beaver and Dave Beaver that we don't know if we're going to get. So I really hope that they actually kind of carry through and give us all of them, because it just seems pointless to make one of the characters, and it's really not all that fun just having one. But for Dark Beaver here, pretty good looking figure. You got the very standard kind of articulation, very simple color on him. Not a heck of a lot of paint variation like we should have from the actual character model, but pretty decent nonetheless. I mean, you got his little tummy logo right there. You got some really red eyes. You got black ears in there. You got his whiskers. Big, huge beaver, that front tooth right there, which is all jagged and stuff, which looks really cool. You got yellow claws on him. Dark Beaver was more similar to the Freddy Krueger sort of character. And again, it was funny because Freddy Krueger actually voiced 2 of the guys. I don't remember which one it was. Robert Englund voiced 2 of them, and then I forgot his name, but the guy who did the voice of the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt did the other 2, I believe. And I think it's really cool that they brought those guys in here. It's just really neat to kind of throw those in with these characters. It was just a great homage. But overall, pretty decent. The tail is a separate piece that you can see is just on a ball joint, and you do have to plug it in there. But real cool detail on there. I mean, you got some nice texture on there. The overall mold on him is a pretty nice texture. You do have his stripes coming here like these little whisker things. They just kind of stuck out on the actual cartoon, but at least they kind of sculpted them in there so you can kind of have them. I do wish that they were painted. It would give a little bit better of a look to it, but again, it's something that we're fairly used to in terms of some paint, or lack thereof, I should say. For his articulation, you can see that the head does rotate. It's kind of on this sideways swivel, so you get him kind of turning his head like that and going like that, and that's really about it. You got pin hinge joints here where it pins in so you can rotate them around. It is a little bit loose, especially when you put it up like this. I mean, it is kind of floppy, just the way that it is. I mean, they stay up there, I guess, decently, but you can feel that on mine. It is a much looser kind of joint right there, which kind of bugs me, but it doesn't bother me too much. So you do have the swivel right there, or you got the pin right there, and then you got the swivel going up and down so you can rotate it. And, you know, obviously get the, you know, like, kind of look for them. The hips here are on those pin hinge joints, so you got the pin that allows you to rotate it, and then you got the hinge moving forward and back. They are a little bit pre-posed kind of thing, but it's not that bad, and you can always use the tail to kind of balance them a little bit, just kind of push that down, and you can have that tail kind of help kind of hold them up a little bit more if you want to. You can rotate it around like that, I guess. It is a little bit disappointing that they are fairly small for comparison. Getting him to stand right there. There we have Dark Beaver, and here you have him next to Raphael. And yeah, I mean, they should be huge, towering monsters over these guys. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter all that much because they're in the dream world, so they can be as big as they want, I guess. So, I guess you could pretend as a kid that, you know, this is their real life version, and then in the dream world they can be as big as they want. But, I mean, in general, it is a really cool looking toy. I think that the design is just really fun. I love the homage to those Terror Bears, like I said. It's kind of a fun kind of twist on things. It just gives it a little bit of a different kind of, I guess, character that, you know, I mean, we don't necessarily get with the Ninja Turtles. I mean, it's different, and I do like it. Like I said, there is speculation that we are going to be getting Dire Beaver, but Dread and Dave, we don't know about. So as much as I like this guy, I really do hope that they come out with all of them, because I think it would just kind of complete the whole look. By themselves, you kind of lose some of that effect, I think. It's a lot like, in my mind, you can't have one turtle without having all four of them. And it's the same thing with the Punk Frogs. I hope we do get all four of those guys. But as it stands, this is all we have. And I do like him. I think he's a good figure, so I do recommend picking him up. He is slowly hitting various retail locations, so if you're looking for the guy, good luck and happy hunting. Now, I'd also like to mention that this video is brought to you via the support of my patrons. So I would encourage you to check out down in the video description the list of people who helped to make this review possible. And if you'd be interested in becoming a patron, don't forget to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/optibotimus. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in, and until next time, I'll talk to you later.